All right, this one's called Three Blondes. Three blondes were all applying for the last available position on the Arkansas Highway Patrol. The detective conducting the interview looked at the three of them and said, "So, y'all want to be cops, huh?" Blondes all nodded in the affirmative. The detective got up, opened a file drawer, and pulled out a folder. Sitting back down, he opened it, pulled out a picture, and said, "Now, to be a detective, you have to be able to detect. You must be able to notice things such as distinguishing features and oddities like scars and so forth." So saying, he stuck the photo in the face of the first blonde and withdrew it after about 2 seconds. "Now," he said, "did you notice any distinguishing features about this man?" Blonde immediately said, "Yes, I did. He has only one eye." The detective shook his head and said, "Of course he has only one eye in this picture. It's a profile of his face. You're dismissed." First blonde hung her head in shame and walked out of the office. Detective then turned to the second blonde, stuck the photo in her face for 2 seconds, pulled it back, and said, "Now what about you? Notice anything unusual or outstanding about this man?" "Yes, he only has one ear." The detective put his head in his hands and exclaimed, "Didn't you hear what I just told the other lady? This is a profile of the man's face. Of course you can only see one ear. You're excused too." So then the second blonde sheepishly walks out of the office. Now, the detective turns his attention to the third and last blonde and said, "Well, it's probably a waste of time, but..." He flashed the photo in her face for a couple of seconds, withdrew it, saying, "All right, now, did you notice anything distinguishing or unusual about this man?" Blonde said, "I sure did. This man wears contact lenses." The detective frowned, took another look at the picture, and began looking at some papers in the folder. He looked up at the blonde with a puzzled expression and said, "You are absolutely right. His bio says he wears contacts. Now, how in the world could you tell that by just looking at his picture?" The blonde rolls her eyes and said, "Well, hello! With only one eye and one ear, he certainly can't wear glasses." The blonde turned into a queen. Charles Nelson Riley. "Glasses! Contacts!" It's not easy being blonde.